NASA has recently discovered a structure at the center of the Milky Way that's enough to shock the whole space industry. The structure was detected by using one of the 3 instruments of James Webb Telescope, and it has finally sent an image to make things even more interesting. So make sure to keep watching this video to find it all out. The image was captured by near-infrared spectrograph, which is up and running now. With the success of the NIRSPEC, the hard work of over 2 decades seems to be paying off, and scientists couldn't be happier. The observations by NIRSPEC are very intricate, and space scientists say they're also very excited to see more images from the instrument. The instrument basically allows James Webb Telescope to capture infrared light in the form of rainbows. The thing is that this instrument can successfully shoot one structure while targeting hundreds of cosmic objects. By this time, NIRSPEC has used its multi-object spectroscope mode, which helps with making certain things visible to the eye while neglecting the others. The instrument has used a micro shutter that has opened and closed about 250,000 times just to detect a structure in the Milky Way that we've never seen before. The structure is located near the center, and scientists were shocked to see its initial images because it was very unexpected. In the image, you can see multiple horizontal spectra that will help the scientists analyze the structure and produce helpful data, with which they can determine what the structure actually is and what it's doing at the center of the Milky Way. Scientists were unable to identify the structure before James Webb because it's quite faint. But with the high-tech instruments of James Webb, we could see everything from a single spectra to the vertical lines in the Milky Way. There's little to no information about this newly detected structure for now. However, scientists will be examining the wavelength and infrared light to understand the nature of the structure. It might take some time before the final report of this structure is released, but it surely is one of the most mysterious images released by the James Webb Telescope. And an even more shocking thing is that it's located near the center of our Milky Way, and yet we detected it just now. Even though James Webb was capturing an image of the center of the Milky Way for testing out its new NIRSPEC instrument, but instead it found an object that was previously undetected and highly mysterious. Not only this, but the exact structure of this object isn't found either, and scientists would have to create it by reading and analyzing the data received by James Webb. And even though the object was faint, the collected data could actually help us find out what's in the center of the Milky Way. It might not sound like a big deal for years. Scientists kept believing that the center of the Milky Way is guarded by a black hole, but now we finally detected a unique structure near the center which could change the way we look at things in space. Not only this, but James Webb also gave us a good look at the black hole itself, which is not only historical but very revolutionary when it comes to the world of science and space studies. For this discovery, James Webb uses the NIRSPEC technology and gave us a detailed image of black hole. This image was so intricate that no telescope even came close to it in the past. That's what makes the James Webb Telescope stand out among the crowd. The telescope is currently on the way to finding a massive black hole that could help us better understand the making and breaking of the universe. A lot of scientists even believe that the Earth will one day be engulfed into a black hole. So every information we could get about the black hole and other structures in the center of the Milky Way is pretty much priceless. For now, James Webb is proving to be an amazing asset in understanding the origin of the universe, and scientists are yet to find out how the newly found mysterious structure is linked to the Milky Way. The object discovered by James Webb is so distant and covered by so much dust that the telescope was hardly able to capture its infrared lights. But the telescope has such advanced technology that it will turn these lines into a proper image pretty soon. Also, scientists are studying the structure, so they would also be releasing a statement about its nature anytime soon. This mission has turned to be a huge success because this is just the first test image taken by James Webb with the use of the NIRSPEC. We can only imagine what this telescope and its instruments hold for us in the future. But whatever it is, we're pretty sure that we're closer than ever with our origin story and the truth about the Big Bang Theory. NIRSPEC has 17 science modes, which is why such an elaborate image of the center of the Milky Way was possible. Otherwise, there's way too much interference and dust that makes it almost impossible for scientists and telescopes to see anything beyond a certain limit. But James Webb is now challenging the preconceived norms and is making history with each passing day. It has discovered so many undetected structures till now that scientists are shocked and weren't expecting it to be so successful in unfolding the mysteries of the universe. Apart from this, the newly detected object would go through an elaborate process of data collection, and scientists will be determining its physical properties by using the data collected by the image released from James Webb. They'll also examine its wavelength and other properties to find out what exactly the structure is and where it came from. This process will help us better understand the temperature, composition, and mass of this newly detected object. With this, we can get the idea of how exactly this structure was formed and possibly estimate whether it has any water, oxygen, and other compounds. This would surely be a breakthrough in the world of science if astronomers collect worthwhile data in their unknown structure. For now, it's unclear whether it is another planet, or it is a star in the Milky Way, but there's enough data that scientists will be able to determine it quite soon. The James Webb Telescope is on its way of writing history and showing us the unseen face of the universe that no one really thought of before. The recent discovery from the center of the Milky Way shows us how little we know about our very own universe and how we've only discovered a drop in the ocean of mysteries from outer space. There's still a lot of unanswered questions about life outside of Earth and origin, but we're getting close to finding all that out with the new technology of James Webb. After successfully detecting a whole new object in its first run, James Webb is on its way to unearth the mysteries of black hole and the Milky Way. Scientists are really happy at this massive success of their near-spec, and it's only a matter of time before we discover something that completely changes our perception of life. So what are your thoughts on this newly detected structure in the center of the Milky Way? Tell us in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, adios from our side.